to our channel. Thank you again for joining and watching, liking, commenting and subscribing. It is greatly appreciated. Please bear in mind we are also on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok. Christie's readings across the board. Today's case is going to be the case of Oscar Pistorius. Now, I did watch this case play out. I do have my own vibe on it. As I have done with all previous cases, I will pick this case apart as well today. At the end of the video, we will also do the spirit box, and thank you to everyone who comments. It does a great help for us, but also it helps knit the story together as well. Sit back and relax and let's get started. Oscar Pistorius was born in 22nd of November 1986. Now, Oscar was born without both of the outside of his feet, and at 11 months, his feet were both amputated. He was also a professional sprinter within South Africa. He was known as Blade Runner, the fastest man with no legs. Reeva Steenkamp was born on the 19th of August 1983. Now, she was a model and a paralegal. She had modelled in FHM. She also had been a presenter within a fashion show as well, but she was the first face for Avon in South Africa. But the thing about Reeva Steenkamp is as well, she was actually dual citizenship for South African and British. Reeva had been modelling for a few years, and in her third year of modelling, she had a very bad accident that actually paralysed her. Now, she was in contraction in the hospital for 4 months. She was then at home for 4 months in contraction. At that point, they didn't know she was going to be able to walk again. She had to walk with a brace 23 hours of the day. And what actually happened was that she was lucky enough to recover, but she did decide in hospital that she was going to follow her dreams at that point. As soon as she got herself back to normal, with one suitcase to the City of Gold to pursue her modelling career.
It's tough on her for being a very energetic person, having to lie still in hospital for 4 months, in contraction, and then at home as well. Had to do another 4 months, and then basically having a brace, continuously walking around with a brace.
She was paralysed, and she never knew what the outcome would be. Neither did my brother know that. And when she lay in hospital, and she decided then that she wanted
a year after Reeva arrived in Johannesburg, she met a man called Warren. Now, they dated for 4.5 years.
She really made everything warm. She made it, I can't explain it, she made it like you felt whole. And you walk in and you feel like, wow, I'm at home. It's nice.
Now, at this time, Oscar was breaking records, he was winning the Olympics, and he was also with his long-term partner, Samantha Taylor. Now, Samantha had done an interview just to give, again, a bit of insight into how he was within their relationship.
In about 3 months of our relationship, definitely his temper concerned me from within a few months of the relationship. I mean, there was one time where he had been drinking and he fell and he thought that I had beat him up. So things like he would say, you know, you bitch, you beat me in the face, things like that where you don't know how to react. He was definitely very verbally abusive to me, very emotionally abusive. He was very controlling. He always wanted to know where I was, who I was with. If he didn't believe me, he would phone my family. He would ask me to send photos of what I'm wearing and the person I'm sitting next to. I never really dressed up. I was never really allowed to wear high heels or have earrings or belly rings or anything like that.
And Trish, did you experience him as like that? Controlling, possessive?
Oh, very much so. If he couldn't get hold of Samantha, he'd get so anxious and so overboard. And if she was somewhere...
So let's go forward to November 2012, the 4th of November to be precise. Oscar had had a lunch date with his friend Justin and Reeva. Now, Justin was the mutual friend. Reeva had left to go back to work, and Oscar had said to Justin that he had the sports awards that evening, but he didn't have a date. Now, Justin jokingly said, why didn't you ask Reeva? So they agreed to call Reeva. They did, and she agreed to go. So effectively, this was Oscar and Reeva's first official date. It was said as well that they stayed up the whole night after the awards, speaking, obviously getting to know each other. We'll leave it there. Also come out a little later on around that Samantha Taylor found out she wasn't dating Oscar through the fact that he took Reeva to the sports awards. How snaky and horrible is that? He didn't even have the balls to break the relationship. I don't feel it was dating, just pulling this case apart a little bit. I don't feel it was dating. I feel it was very much a committed relationship, and he seen something else he liked and forgot to go back. Immoral. I think an alley cat's got more morals than this man, put it that way. Asked Reeva out for coffee the next day. She agreed, and for the next 6 days after that, they seen each other every single day. Reeva was taking part in a reality programme back in South Africa. So she left and didn't come back to the December. When she came back in the December, they took off where they'd left, basically. Then he went to Cape Town in January 2013 is when he came back. So again, there was another 3-4 weeks where they were separated again. At that point, Reeva stayed in Oscar's house. He then came back in January 2013 for again to get to know each other. So in this relationship, is it a relationship? Because have they spent that much time together consistently? We're beginning to show. Reeva's friend had an engagement party, and at the dinner, Oscar snapped across the table because he thought that Reeva was flirting with someone else. So it comes across as very insecure, but you think being a fairly new relationship, you would be trying to be very well aware of your behaviour, you want to make an impression. So straight away that strikes me as that he thinks people should be making an impression on him rather than him making an impression on them. They left the house separately that evening after the argument, and when they got home, Reeva wrote Oscar a message. Now, I will pop the message up, you may have to pause it to read it, but it just basically said that she wasn't flirting, it was her friend's husband, all these different things. Now, on the 13th of February, she was due to go out with her own friends, but decided to cancel and stay in with Oscar instead and chill. She also gave him a card that she didn't want him to open to the next day. Now, bearing in mind the next day would be the 14th of February. I will pop that up as well. But again, at this point, this then becomes Oscar's events rather than the circumstances around Reeva. Now, that night was quite a chilled night. Reeva was doing yoga and Oscar was lying in bed watching TV, and then they went to sleep. Now, Oscar said, now this is Oscar's story, that he woke up through the night too warm and he had to go and get fans from the outside balcony. He slid the door open, went outside, but when he came back in, he heard a noise in the bathroom. He went and got his 9mm gun from under his bed, and he went straight to the bathroom door, and he could hear that the window was open. So he started firing. He then shouted to Reeva to call the police. She didn't respond. He then ran back to the room, where it dawned on him that it could have been Reeva that he shot. My question on that would be, why wouldn't you check the bed first if you heard a noise in the toilet? You'd automatically maybe think it was your partner. Surely that'd be your first instinct. He then ran out to the balcony shouting for help. He then went back into the bathroom, realised the bathroom door was locked. He then got a cricket bat. He finally got in. He realised it was Reeva. The first person that he called was his friend Stanley. Stanley lived in the same estate as Oscar. He called Stanley, asked him to call an ambulance, and he picked Reeva up from the bathroom floor and started carrying her down the stairs. And just as he was getting to the bottom of the stairs, then Stanley appeared as well. Oscar pleaded not guilty in court. Now, in 2014, he was done for culpable homicide, 5-year sentence. In 2016, that was overturned to murder in 6 years. The family then appealed again in the hope that they could secure a longer sentence for Oscar. And in 2017, he was given 13 years. Now, he is due for parole in March 2023. so it's not even that long away. What also they did was, with Reeva's funeral, it was just family and friends, but they also scattered her ashes in the ocean, and this is just a little bit of an interview from her mum.
She loved the beach. I think that she would like that. I think that she would be happy with the ashes going there.
My conclusion, just before we do the spirit box, I feel that Oscar Pistorius was a narcissist. I think the fact his ex-partners came forward and spoke out how he was around that relationship. I want to say that I believe that Reeva had said on the evening of the 13th of February that she no longer wanted to be with him, quite possibly because she had to cancel that dinner with friends and her life was becoming more and more restricted. I feel she was a very strong, intelligent woman, where I feel at first she was possibly duped into the whole honeymoon period, and that's when she was starting to wake up. He knew. And I want to say that the night that she was shot, the argument stemmed from her feeling very, very suffocated around him. He's a very, very controlling character, and I believe before he even shot, he thought he was going to get away with it. That's how cocky. I think that the fact that he called the friend to call the ambulance, there was no method in that could have helped Reeva in any way whatsoever. But here's something else that clicked as well. He said the bathroom window was open. So why was he going to get a fan if everywhere was so warm? If that window was open, surely there'd have been a breeze coming from somewhere. It's something I know it's quite early on within the case. He is a compulsive liar. He is a narcissist. He is a control freak. And he's very, very self-obsessed. And I still psychically feel to this day that he knows he's responsible. I feel that there's no remorse. He's more about saving his own freedom. And I believe in March 2023 he will not be released. I believe that there's going to be another appeal going in, and I feel January, early 2022 could be quite significant around it. Evil man. I feel that girl begged for her life. I think that's the sad part of this. I don't believe they had a chilling night. I believe the argument started from 11:30 onwards, and I believe that she had a lot of mental abuse and trauma thrown at her before her death. I feel he locked her in. Now the thing is, another thing that we picked up on within this case, the bathroom door was locked. If you go to the toilet through the night and your partner's there, do you lock the bathroom door? Because one, you've got a pretty good feeling that at that point no one's going to get up. But also, do you even lock the door during the day if you're in the house? Especially when it's only two people. So I think the fact the door was locked is very, very significant to how scared that poor lady was. And I feel that she was stuck in there without her phone. And that's what the problem was. But I feel she was in there for a good 50 minutes before anything actually took place. Right, let's go on and do the spirit box. Reeva, if you're with us, can you give me a sign that you're here, or could you use the spirit box to communicate with us?
Maybe I really
How long were you locked in the bathroom? Reeva, does anyone know the truth? Who knows the truth? I got the name Tara there in circles. Reeva, were you going round in circles with Oscar? Did Oscar mean to kill you? The sword. Reeva, why do I keep seeing a red ribbon? Reeva, do you have any messages for us? Something symmetrical and to do with circles, I don't know why. Colour. Another case done, guys. Thank you so much again for taking the time to watch, comment, like, subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Chrissy's Reading's one over there as well. I hope you are enjoying our channel. Thank you again. I'm trying to put 2 cases out a week. The Shanann Watts case was out last night. This one will be out today, and our next case will be out on Sunday again. Please stay safe, take care, and enjoy the rest of your week.